Dustin Holston is here from Advanced Nutrition Solutions to talk to us about metabolism. Thanks so much for coming in.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, this is one of those words I think a lot of us have been told, oh, you've got a slow metabolism, and you just think, well, that's what I've been dealt, you know. But talk to us about, how do you know if metabolism isn't working like it should for you?
Yeah, and we'll go into risk factors and we'll explain that in detail. But, you know, if your metabolism's slow, or it's like your friend that literally is the same age, height, weight as you, they get on a diet, they lose 20 pounds in 3 months, and you're down a quarter of a pound, and you're frustrated, and you're like, I'm doing everything right, but it's not working. And so, you know, normally we see if weight loss is a little bit of a struggle, it's normally metabolism and hormones that could be holding you back.
Definitely. So what might cause our metabolism to function properly? You mentioned hormones.
Yeah, so we have some great research over the last couple decades that actually spells it out. One great study from 2009, well, I say great, it's actually a negative study, but 2009 on ladies with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, that they burn 700 calories less than a lady that's perfectly healthy without none. We see insulin resistance, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, hypothyroidism. We actually see dangerous diet history. There was a study recently that says if you've done those super long fasts or those super dangerous diets, that you can actually permanently reduce your metabolism by 600 calories. That's a huge amount. I mean, that's crazy. And then we look at, you know, obviously menopausal, we see some metabolism drop there. There's a variety of different conditions, and it's something that the average coach or the average nutritionist or registered dietitian might not be able to decipher and kind of, you know, clarify with the individual that this is actually a metabolic issue, that it's not your fault. And that's one of the main things. I want to tell you guys, this is not your fault in most cases, right? You didn't ask for PCOS, you didn't ask for diabetes, you didn't ask for an autoimmune disorder. But the good news is there's things that we can do to really help offset that can actually help you increase your metabolism so that you do lose like your friends do and put yourself in a better situation.
Yeah, tell us about that. What can we do to improve and increase our metabolism? And we're also looking at some people you've worked with.
Yeah, the first one was a 69-year-old female that ended up losing 160 pounds with our help, which is just bonkers to me, because I hear people all the time, it's like, hey, menopause, I can't gain, you know, can't lose weight, can't get a dream physique, can't control things. And so she's one of my favorite client transformations we've ever had. But when we talk about metabolism, in my opinion, there's really only three or four ways to actually start boosting the metabolism over time. The first one is don't starve yourself. When you starve yourself, your body will actually lower your metabolism over time, which will cause long-term damage. So if you're eating less than 1,000 calories, you know, the legal or the clinical definition of anorexia is under 800 calories. So if you're practicing these very, very low calorie diets, you're putting a lot of stress on the body. You'll start eating through muscle. Muscle is the biggest driver of our metabolism. So as you start eating through more and more muscle, especially ladies with these conditions or those with menopause or some other issues later in life, we got to stop that. We got to make sure we're fueling our body the right way. All those clients that I showed, nobody's eating anywhere close to 1,000 calories. Secondly, protein is your best friend. When you eat protein, you actually increase your metabolism as you eat it, because it's hard to digest, but it also helps you build that lean tone muscle that also increases the metabolism. And we're not talking about bodybuilding muscle like my buddy Pat in that one. We're talking about the lean tone look that people really want. The third one is resistance training, and we've talked about this before. It does not mean go to the gym. It can be body weight exercises at home, hand weight, modified, you know, chair workouts. You have a little smaller amount of mobility than others. Obviously, it can be going to the gym and machines, but actually, majority of the clients, the female clients that you just saw on that, are doing 10-minute body weight workouts in their living room. So it can be incredibly effective for you to implement these, including that client. And so, you know, doing this consistently, you know, 4 or 5 days a week, 3 days minimum when we see studies, but if we can get it up to 4 or 5 days a week, your metabolism is going to start churning. Your body's actually going to start burning more calories. You're going to lose weight, and you're going to actually fix some of these things. And at the same time, if you do it the right way with what we do, we're going to help you optimize those metabolism, or optimize those hormones. Also, we'll look at like genetic predisposition. So if everybody in your family is heavy, we can kind of figure out like what's the root cause. And that's the big thing with us is it's not helping you lose weight. It's helping you fix the root causes of why you gain weight to begin with and why weight loss is so hard. So
yeah, there's your contact information if someone's like, hey, you know, I want to do something about my issues with metabolism.
Yeah, so actually tomorrow night on Zoom, we are doing a complete hour Zoom webinar on metabolism, and you can actually text me at that number and I'll send you a link. It's 100% free. Me and my top coach Courtney will be going over how to fix metabolic issues and help yourself, set yourself up with success with even more details. We're going into individual hormones and all that good stuff. So if you want some help, you can text me at any time from that number. Love to help you. I will give you tips without even, charging you a penny. My goal is to at least set yourself up for success with some tips to move in the right direction.
I think you're going to be busy. This is a big topic.
Yeah, it's one of the topics that isn't spoken about enough.
Right. Well, thank you for talking about it today.